Yes, it happened. Took 2 nights, an extra large pizza, and lots of beer, but I did it. I finished Justice League, the Snyder Cut, and you know what? Despite my expectations going into this and the fact that I absolutely hated the original cut, damn it, I really like this version. Before I tell you why, I just want to say, as always, thank you for swinging by my channel. A like and a sub would be much appreciated. Your support is always welcome, so thank you in advance for that. But yeah, today's topic, Justice League. I want to start by doing a bit of time traveling, specifically to about 3.5 years ago, to when I first saw the original Justice League at Cineworld Leicester Square. At this point, the DC universe hadn't quite stacked up to the same highs that Marvel had achieved, but Wonder Woman had come out earlier that year, and that showed a tremendous amount of promise, so I was still eager to see if Justice League could stick the landing. And no, not even close. Not only did the film look like it had been shot with a filter of mud on the lens, but it was just so boring. So you can imagine my surprise after many years of campaigning. The director's cut, also known as the Snyder Cut, finally saw the light of day and got a 5-star review in the Telegraph. It was for that reason that I just had to see this movie for myself and see whether such a forgettable film could somehow be turned around into this supposed masterpiece. Now, as I previously mentioned, it's no secret that I really enjoyed the Snyder Cut and I feel that the hype is justified, but I want to delve into why I feel that this is the case. For me, the biggest change by far is the film's portrayal of Cyborg. Now, after I saw the original cut, I couldn't have told you anything about Cyborg. He just seemed like this extra character that had been tacked on, but didn't really have much of a stake in what was going on. In the Snyder Cut, however, this is completely different, as the film not only makes him a central part of the plot, but it also spends a lot more time explaining who he is as a character. The fact that this is someone who went through unspeakable tragedy, and yet later has an unlimited amount of power courtesy of this unique alien tech, it makes complete sense that he would have this almost Dr. Manhattan-like perspective in the beginning of the film, but it is his relationship with his father that keeps him grounded. Similarly, Barry Allen, aka The Flash, also fares a lot better here, not because he's given the same character treatment as Cyborg, but because he has this amazing, epic scene in the film's conclusion. In the film's final act, The Flash spends most of his time saving civilians from the fight that's happening in their city, and it's typical superhero stuff, but it's just so bland, particularly in comparison to what's happening in the background. In the Snyder Cut, however, there's a moment where it seems as though the Justice League have lost, and it's all up to Barry Allen in a split-second decision to try and move faster than the speed of light so that he can reverse time and prevent the monumental damage that's about to happen. It's just an incredible scene to watch, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, and afterwards I found myself thinking, how did this end up on the cutting room floor? I just didn't understand it. What helps to tie all this together, however, is the film's near 4-hour running time, which, don't get me wrong, I understand might make a lot of people flinch, but because the film has all of that extra time to play around with, it doesn't have to work by the same rules as a typical blockbuster. To make things slightly easier on the audience, the film is split into 6 parts, but that extra time is used to flesh out character motivations and build this epic sense of scale that you just don't really see in cinema anymore. By comparison, in longer video games like The Last of Us Part 2 for instance, you feel the weight of the journey because you yourself have had to invest countless hours in order to get to the end, and you feel that same sense of progression here. The sense of impending doom is palpable, particularly as Steppenwolf's actions are constantly mentioned throughout the film, but when you do finally get to that sense of victory, it's even better because you had to wait longer to get there. The only thing that annoys me about the Snyder Cut is that there's this massive epilogue at the end of the film which hints at some really interesting ideas that could have happened down the line, but as rumor has it, Warner Brothers has no intention of continuing with Zack Snyder's storyline, so these great ideas will just never come to fruition. It's a shame, I know, but it shouldn't deter you from wanting to watch the film. The Snyder Cut is still an excellent watch in its own right, although I wouldn't recommend doing it in one go. It's probably best to split that over 2 nights. But if you're one of the folks who's already seen it, then heck, I'd like to know how you felt about it. Do you feel like the actions and the campaign of the Snyder fans has finally been vindicated? Or do you feel that in the end the film just wasn't worth the hype? However you feel, please let me know in the comments below.